thought of them before, or you've thought of them, but just, you know, someone puts a little bit of a different spin on it, and it really pull a new thing into the classroom. And when we look, it actually reminded me of these ones that we've got here, which was something that a teacher did for over, I think it was over a couple of schools that she worked in. What do you want to see in the classroom? So this is students, the engagement. What is it that you want? What engages you as a student? And these 10 things that really came up, and sort of all of those things were coming up in there, where they're asking them, you know, to clearly love what you do. And when teachers are learning new things all the time, they're really clearly loving what they do, and that really translates over to the kids.
Everything everyone's presented can be found on those engagement.
Oh, absolutely.
Over and over.
Yeah. Looking at those, and that's what the kids say. That's what research says. It just all sort of comes together. So we might maybe get Tom up next. Are you ready there? I'll put you on the spot, Denise, as the final one. Hopefully this works, because I think the internet's slowing down because it's getting late. Yeah, so the school. Oh no one's at school now at this time, right?
No, it should be running like a dream.
Okay. All right. My name's Thomas Jones. I teach at Buncraig High School down the road. I'm a teacher of English. I'm the Year 7 coordinator, and I have a English G&T class this year. I've had them for the last 3 years, and they're a lot of fun. They demand, you know, interesting lessons. Quite frankly, I can't always give them interesting lessons, but I try and do my best. And one thing I have been using for the last couple of years is Google Drive, and it's something that I use to store resources, store documents, but it's also got a lot of application for teaching and learning. So I'll start with my slide here, and this is created on a Google Slides app. Okay. So as you can tell, it's got the same appearance as a PowerPoint. So what is Google Drive? It's a file storage and synchronization service. It's been around since 2012. It enables you to store documents in the cloud, file share, and most importantly, it has a collaborative editing function. And files can actually be searched on the web. And according to Wikipedia, where I stole this from, there are 190 million monthly active users. And within Google Drive, you've got the Office suite of Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides. And they're often referred to as apps. And yeah, they contain spreadsheets, presentations, drawings, forms, and more. Now this presentation, it's not going to be slide driven. I'll just go through a few of the tools, and that's probably the best way of yeah, getting my message across. So let's go on to this next one here. Fingers crossed we should have some hyperlinks. Alright, so this is a Google document. Oh no, it's not, it's a Google drawing. Alright, and this is what one of my students did for some contextual research of John Steinbeck. Her and 2 other students worked on this together. Shanista was the lead student, and she shared editing rights with 2 other students. And they did that in about 30 minutes. Shanista found a website called Tuxedo, and she managed to create an interesting word art in the right-hand corner. And, you know, that's great before studying the grapes of wrath or the pearl. Go back to the PowerPoint. This is an example of a okay, so with my year 11s we're doing Bowling for Columbine. This is an example of collaborative learning using Google Slides, as you can see here. It's got the same appearance as a Microsoft PowerPoint. Yeah. And this took the kids probably a lesson to do. So it's also very productive, you know, something like this, for one student to create might take a couple of lessons, but with 3 or 4 students it can take, you know, 30 minutes to one lesson. And you've got mind mapping. Alright, so this is something 5 students did for visual codes and conventions. Again, it takes a very short amount of time. The students, because they can see each other working on the document, there's a great amount of accountability. It's also quite safe as well. So you don't have to show a class of work at the end. If you've got 3, let's say, introverted students working together on their computers, it's quite a safe environment to learn, and the feedback's instantaneous as well. And as this was being created, they can see it in real time being created. It's quite powerful. And one thing I use Google Drive for often is persuasive writing. And my Year 10 G&Ts love this. This was a task where they had to write about cyberbullying. I think the actual task was they could write on any topic they wanted to, but it had to be in the form of a persuasive speech. But this is an example of, I think, 3 or 4 kids writing at the same time. And then I got them to use comments here to, annotate the document, as you can see there. That was quite useful. Recently, my students all had to deliver presentations using Google Slides or Prezi. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Prezi. And what you can do is you can create a grid, and you can have students have editing rights to the actual document, and they can just enter links to their Prezi or links to their Google Slides document. So when you've got 30 kids doing presentations, they simply come up to the front of the class, they click on the link, and their presentation pings onto the screen. And that prevents the situation where you've got kids playing around with dodgy USB sticks. It's just instantaneous. So I got through 33 4-minute presentations in 2 lessons. It was just so efficient. I said to the kids, it's a USB-free zone. You can only use Google Slides or Prezis. It was just quick. And you know, I talk to the kids about it. I say, do you find this useful, or is it a gimmick? Should you get rid of it? And they say, never. We want this for the rest of the year. You know, we're going to use this in other subjects. A lot of the kids now have their own, resource systems in place. So they've got their folders, they're storing their work there, and this is going to bode well, I think, for after school. I think they'll become more efficient and productive in their careers and their social lives as well. So I'm a big advocate. I'm not blind to the fact that there are other services out there like Dropbox. This one works for me.
You don't use Connect?
We have, as a sector,
Connect.
oh, Connect, is that
That's through the portal.
I haven't used it. We use Sector at Duncraig, and that's...
So you use Sector at Duncraig, like your SIS and stuff like that?
Yeah, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
We love Sector. And a lot of us use Edmodo as well. We find Edmodo is excellent for communicating with kids.
Yeah.
Quite often, if I want a student to see a document I've created using Google Documents, I'll put the link on Edmodo, and then they can click on it and they see it straight away.
What we love about Google Drive is the fact that you can start off with your stuff, because within the department, Google Drive isn't actually something that they are encouraging us to use. But do it and ask about it later. But it's the best collaborative tool for kids, because there could be 5 kids working on the same presentation in their own space. So anywhere, anytime learning is happening within Google Drive, and you don't actually have to have different presentation tools, etc. for them. everything is in one place and all their documents and all their folders are in there. You go in, the only folders just shared with you and the 5 other kids. That's the beauty of it. It's just you've got more control and you know they feel safe as Tom was
I've
saying.
actually had communication with the CRN at the department,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and I've got the written thing, and
Yeah,
basically
I've got it as
you
well.
could clear as mud, so
Yeah, but again, it's
Yeah.
we're not storing their personal information there. We're just going to say the kids are using it off their own back. They're using cloud technology. I can't help it.
I think the department will catch up with the rest of the world.
Yeah, there's some schools that have gone down that path and they've broken a few rules, and that's what we want to see. That's we want to see it being used effectively. Because you can get Google domain through if you apply. There's a process that you've got to follow, and your school can become Google Apps School. So again, I think Comet Bay was doing it, and then there are a few others doing it as well. But for starters, just use it as a collaborative tool for staff. That's what we're doing for all our planning, etc. We're using Google Drive.